So today I am going to be reviewing Chanel's Vitalumiere Aqua Foundation, and I have been raving about this recently on Twitter and in Fleur and Allison's videos from when we were in New York. Now, there's kind of an interesting backstory behind this foundation. As a lot of you know, when I was in New York for IMATS, the airline lost my luggage and it went to Maui instead of New York, which was kind of funny because Maui is not even remotely in the same direction as New York. So for one day, I didn't have my makeup or my clothes and I had to go out and buy a whole new outfit, and luckily I was with Allison and Fleur and I couldn't have been stuck with two better people. I was able to use like their shampoo and conditioner and their makeup, so I was fine in that department. And I was a little bit worried when it came to having to put on foundation because Allison and Fleur have amazing skin, and my skin, I don't really have like active breakouts that often, but when I do get blemishes, they leave scars behind. So I have a problem with hyperpigmentation, and when I take off my foundation, it's very noticeable. So I was just worried that their foundations weren't going to have enough coverage for me. And Fleur was telling me that I should just use her foundation, which was the Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua. And the reason why I was turned off at first about this foundation was because it said Aqua, so I was just like, oh, this is not gonna have enough coverage for me. I need more coverage. I have really oily skin. This is just gonna like slide off of my face and it's not gonna work well. And Fleur was just like, try it, Ingrid, just try it. So I went in the bathroom and I shook it up because she told me I had to shake it up, otherwise it would not work well. So I shook up the foundation and put a little bit on my hand, maybe like a pea-sized amount, and I put it on my face, and I didn't have any primer or anything. I didn't use any primer beforehand, and I put it on my skin. And the first thing I said was, oh my gosh, this is like putting on a second layer of perfect skin. I was just in shock, and Fleur was like sitting on the bed like, haha, see, I told you. And I was totally just eating my words. I was just in shock. I could not believe how this foundation looked on my skin. And then we went out shopping, and the entire day, I think Fleur and Allison were looking at me like I was some kind of psycho, because every time we would pass by a mirror, I would just be like, oh my gosh, my skin looks amazing. This foundation is amazing. I love it. I can't believe how my skin looks. And I was just in awe. I couldn't believe how this foundation stayed on my skin, how natural it looked, and the coverage it gave me. So that's why I wanted to go into a little bit more detail for you guys, because this is by far the best foundation I have ever used. And I have used quite a few in the past, and I've always had a few favorites: NARS Sheer Glow, Revlon Color Stay, Laura Mercier Silk Cream Foundation, but this is the best out of all of them, out of all the foundations I've ever tried in my entire life. I got this for $45 at Bloomingdale's, and I think I bought this the day that I was wearing it. Like the day I had it on my face after we had been walking around for a while, I was just like, I have to get this foundation. And I just went into Bloomingdale's and bought it, and I happened to be the same color as Fleur. Her foundation was a perfect match for me, so it was really easy to tell them what color I needed. But this foundation is amazing. Now you do have to shake it up when you use it, otherwise it will come out really funky and watery. So you have to shake it up really well before you use it. I just use like a pea-sized amount, and I apply it with my fingers or my hands. And I'll be doing an updated foundation routine so you guys can see the coverage that I get out of this, but it doesn't cover up my hyperpigmentation completely, so it's definitely not a full coverage foundation. I would say it's more of like light to medium coverage, but that's not really a huge issue for me because I just go over any spots that show through with a little bit of concealer. But this is amazing. It honestly is like putting on a second layer of perfect skin. And when I went online to read Chanel's description of their foundation, that's exactly what it said. It said that it was like putting on like a second skin, and it just makes your skin look so radiant and so natural. And Fleur and I have different skin types, and it works beautifully for both of us. I have very oily, acne-prone skin, and she has more like dry, normal skin. So neither of us have a problem with this foundation. I have worn this that first day. I wore it without primer. It stayed on my face all day. I didn't have a problem with it. I don't think it would last more than like 8 to 12 hours. I think 12 hours would be pushing it to its limit without primer. But after I got my makeup and started wearing primer, this foundation lasts all day for me. I do have to blot every now and then, but it's not like a huge issue. I definitely don't look like a grease ball or anything like that. I'm just overly paranoid about looking oily, so I just blot. But it really leaves a nice natural finish on your skin, so it's not like completely matte, but it's not like really dewy either. And for people who have oily skin, anything that says like glowy or like radiant or anything along those lines, we're like, no, we do not want that. We want matte finish. So this definitely does not enhance oiliness or anything like that. And when I wear it, I set it with my Maybelline Dream Matte Powder. So I start off with like more of a matte finish, and then throughout the day, as the oils start to build up on my face, it just looks more natural. And I actually like it as it sits on my face throughout the day. And people have also been asking me how it photographs, because it does have SPF 15 in it, and SPF can sometimes cause a white cast in photos. I haven't taken too many photos with this foundation on, but the ones that I have taken so far, I haven't really noticed an issue with white casting, so I don't think it's really a huge problem. Maybe in like one picture my face was like slightly lighter than the rest of my body, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, ghost faced or anything. Ghost faced? Ghost face. Ghost face. There we go. But yeah, this foundation is amazing. It is expensive at $45, and you get 30 mils or 1 fluid ounce, but like Fleur said in her review, she did a review which I will link down below because her review is really good as well. It's really informative, and I will also link her foundation routine. She shows how she applies this. She mentioned that she would not have spent $45 on something that didn't work, and that is so true. I would not have been so quick to go out and buy this foundation if it wasn't amazing. And I am just so happy that Fleur made me try her foundation. So thank you, Fleur. If you are watching this, I totally owe you, because this is amazing. So I am eating my words in this review. I just love this foundation, and I will continue to use it for a very long time because it just feels so nice on your skin. And oh, it does have a slight flagrant. Okay, let's start over. A slight fragrance, but it's a very like clean, fresh scent, and once you put it on, it goes away, so it's not like you're smelling the scent all day long. And it is oil-free, and it won't clog your pores. So, I mean, you can't lose with this foundation. It is amazing. The only downside, like Fleur said in her review, is that they don't really have a great color selection, so that is something that I'm always like disappointed about when I see that makeup companies don't have like a fantastic range of colors, because I feel bad for recommending something that not everyone can wear. But if you go to the Chanel counter and you do find a shade that matches your skin, I highly recommend that you either ask for a sample or buy it and try it out. I do recommend getting a sample first before you buy it because it is expensive, but if it does suit your skin, I would definitely try it out. So this is an amazing foundation, and I'm so happy that I discovered it. It is definitely one of the best discoveries as far as beauty goes this year, and I love it. So yeah, that is pretty much it for today. If you have any other questions about this foundation, feel free to leave them down below in the comments, and I will see you guys later. Bye.